sexually pride. Ukala kanjani bahlezi banekani. Lento ngisho namatariyali. Isikhathi sami ntombi sami ufuna ikharavani. Banibhala ngalo ngalo ufuna intwana engani. Umhlonishwe ngalo ufuna intwana engani. Basazojuluka sasebafuna ukuthi namuka. Siyofuna munye bahlushwane pride. Ukala kanjani bahlezi banekani. Lento ngisho namatariyali. Isikhathi sami ntombi sami ufuna ikharavani. Banibhala ngalo ngalo ufuna intwana engani. Umhlonishwe ngalo ufuna intwana engani. Ayi emavinkulungwane sakala macala mina etin sabotaka la que tenga más tanta cosa que con la no diga la material kulumani sakala mina no para gana etin sabotaka la que tenga más tanta cosa que con la no diga baba de jealous baba de jealous la baba de jealous baba de jealous
They just said that comment transfer. This lady now will pass Bachokam takas kitena kaplak shudula marabu bula mosak ite basi sipati terebanyana baba 21 naki solga ba penduna spectacular hoka talaka serupa seswa wante monaki lante buhal bachokam takas kitena kaplak shudula marabu bula mosak ite basi sipati terebanyana baba 21 naki solga ba penduna spectacular hoka talaka serupa seswa ay ke divanas ya chala ke pataro le chem atile wala la wana haite kera anke divanas ale kera wana ole bente ole ben 5 morri ay talaka serupa seswa ay talaka serupa seswa ay talaka serupa seswa talaka serupa seswa ay talaka serupa seswa ay talaka serupa seswa ay talaka serupa seswa talaka serupa seswa ay 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 oy yo 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 ay 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 oy yo 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 see. But they make it love in the six. Tell me how you be, tell me how you be. Baby, let me that kind thing. Sipping only on the finest thing. Someone's of a love game here. So tell me how you be, tell me how you be that kind thing. That kind thing. You are my beat. Now you all see. You are my beat. Baby, that make my heart beat, beat. Fiesta, forever. Jalo, jalo, fiesta, forever. Jalo, jalo, fiesta, forever. Jalo, jalo, fiesta, forever. Tamahita, Mandela, Rapaketa, Unilever, Goborete, Malema, Osagara Sakatalewe, Osagara Seman, Chibiteri Nagasama Leste, Sketela Sadi Rafa, Seman, Cash Contam, Shandam, Maradona Gata, Cash Contam, Shandam, Maradona Gata.
Baba Shaya.
Anytime I shoot my shots, I swear me I never miss. I got too many beats on my neck. Love it today we go. Don't get for conversation when we never did. You know naturally you did it clear. So well, let me give it from the back, baby. That's how we start from the back. Like you plan B, plan way, plan B, plan way for black way. I know why your back like your back. I know your body pack well like Mary. Sexy, serious girl, looking for it.
All right, good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the match day 2. All right, both sides will be coming into this game on the back of very emphatic wins. Jaguar defeated Blacksmithers by 2-0 in their first game. Of course, that game was played under heavy downpour, and we hope that there will be a clement weather today. And for Mathias, they also got a very emphatic victory, one that you might say was actually keenly contested, 3-2, and both teams will be going on at loggerheads this afternoon. Well, just to take you through the team list of Jaguar is Daniel donning the jersey number 1 in goal. Lubemju donning the jersey number 26. Partnering Joshua Marcus donning the jersey number 6. Eze Patrick donning the jersey number 15. Ekunife Michael, Captain Fantastic, donning the jersey number 4. Acha Chinedu donning the jersey number 14. Ekelem Chuku Nelson donning the jersey number 18. Ijoha Godwill donning the jersey number 17. Peter Kichime, of course, the second goal scorer in Jaguar's previous match, donning the jersey number 27. Okechukwu Success donning the jersey number 7, and Ndume Kelechi donning the jersey number 11. Going through the substitute bench, we have Sunday Matthew, the goalkeeper, donning the jersey number 40. Anthony donning the jersey number 10. Okoye Destiny donning the jersey number 24. Abba Kelvin, look out for this young man. Abba Kelvin donning the jersey number 36. Emenike Favor donning the jersey number 8. Julius Innocent donning the jersey number 12. Tauban Yusuf donning the jersey number 37. Inhere Fortunate donning the jersey number 19. Ojika Chukwemeka donning the jersey number 28, and Emenike. We're expecting from this match, both teams have 3 points from their
both sides teams that score good goals, and we're expecting beautiful football from these young lads. And of course, it's a nationwide League One, and a place where if anyone gets promotion from here, he gets into the know well that after their first victory from both sides, they need to consolidate on that. They need to work so hard in order to make sure that they qualify to the Nigerian National League. They call that league the most important league in the country, and everyone wants to play in that most important league, perhaps before going to the Nigeria Professional Football League, Nigeria Premier Football League, that's the NPFL. So today, these boys will have that expectation in mind to win their second game of the competition, and will be thrilled to goals. Both sides have 5 goals between them in their first game, and today at the Parangene Stadium, they will be hoping to show their prowess again, show what they are good at, and we're expecting nothing but goals. And also, like we said, it's not showing sign that it's about to rain. Even if it comes, like I said, we'll also enjoy the moment, but then we'll enjoy more the beauty from both sides.
Let's take our time and maybe analyze the prowess of both teams. For Jaguar, we saw them in their first game against Blacksmithers. They ensured that they dominated the midfield. Of course, the likes of Ekunife Michael ensuring that he did a very, very beautiful work in the defensive midfield position. They didn't lose their midfield, and I feel that was also part of the reasons why they were able to get the maximum 3 points in their game against Blacksmithers. But of course, in football, we say no 2 games are the same. Well, for Mathias, we've also seen that they are a team that can score goals as well as do their defensive duties very well. As much as Jaguar hasn't conceded, at least not yet in the first game played, they had a clean sheet. This time around, you expect them to do so much. But if I am to ask you, which players do you think that will be pivotal for Jaguar if they are to win this match? Of course, there is an Ndume Kelechi, there is an Okechukwu Success. We also have the likes of Kichime, Peter, who was quite exceptional in the last game, and their players scattered everywhere. Even on bench, the youngster Julius Innocent is not even starting in this one. And that's to tell you how good this Jaguar team has become. But then maybe 1, 2, 3 players that you think that when it gets difficult, they can be able to spring up a surprise.
Well, perhaps not surprises. They've shown that they are performers. I'm looking at Ekwunife Michael, the captain of the side. He was playing in the in one tournament, and then he was phased out of the team because of his dip in form. But then in recent times, he has really risen up to the occasion to show that he's the captain of this team. For me, it gives a lot of motivation and inspiration to the team when the captain of the side is playing not from the bench, but on the pitch. He's able to talk to his players, and we saw him against Blacksmithers. He was all over the place. He was doing so well for his side. And again, we are looking forward to see Peter Kichime. He scored that beauty, that winner against Blacksmithers. He's a winger that came to help out at left wing back, and he didn't disappoint. He covered himself in glory, busting down the flanks. It was difficult for him in the first half at that moment, because he was getting into a position he was not really familiar with, but then he rose to the occasion, and what a way for him to announce himself with that beautiful winner against Blacksmithers. So I'm looking forward to seeing him starting again ahead of Julius Innocent, who is the traditional left back of the team, and I know that Jaguar are playing a different formation now, perhaps a 3-5-2 formation that they are playing, and it's not really giving Julius Innocent that opportunity to start, and Peter Kechime is starting, and we'll see him again. And I'm also looking at Okechukwu Success. He's one player who sometimes he plays very well. Sometimes you begin to think you can do more, and that is exactly what he did the last time. Provided 2 assists provided 2 assists as well, and it's possible for him to be able to rise to the occasion today and show what he's made of. It's a different lineup today, somehow tweaked. I'm also looking at Idume Kelechi, the point man. He's playing that 3-5-2 formation so well with Success, so they've had that understanding, and I'm looking forward to see 4 of these players that I've mentioned, talking about Ekwunife Michael, Peter Kechime, Okechukwu Success, and Indume Kelechi making the squad, and also doing well in the game and making the difference. That's what I wanted to say, making the difference. And it's possible that we'll also see other players rise to the occasion. The last time gave us Peter Kichime, who was majestic in that game, and it's also possible that we'll see another star rising from this game.
Of course, it's the Nationwide League on, and Beto Carlo has done so much in the analysis. Well, I've got to tell you that the players are right now on the pitch. Pretty much formalities going on. Players shaking their hands and, of course, getting into positions. As we also see the officials talking to captains of both teams as they all stand for a photograph rather, and we are hoping that at the end of the day it ends excitingly well for both teams, depending on the side of the divide you are on. But one thing I will assure you is that the game is going to live up to expectation of being intensive and, of course, being very, very exciting. Of course, Jaguar playing from left to right, from my sitting position, and Mathias clad in all red, of course, playing from right to left. The center referee dishing out instructions to captains of both sides, and I'm sure that sooner than later we will get this match underway. Of course, the game was built to start by 4 p.m. but pretty much formalities has more or less kept it at bay to this very point in time, but we'll be kicking off before you know it. And photographs being taken right now, the far end of the pitch, as the captain, the one popularly known as Jinga, Ekwunife Michael. Well, he is motioning to his players to come towards the center circle as they actually have some team talk. And of course, they are dashing down to the left-hand channel, far end of the pitch, in order to have some words of prayer and of course maybe team pep talk. We're talking about the team pep talk. Most times people ask why is it that after all the talkings in the dressing room, teams come into the pitch and then they are still talking. What is it that you want to say on the pitch that you've not said enough in the dressing room better? Of course, you're a coach, you might have to tell us one or two things, you know.
Well, you can't say enough. You can't say enough. There's always something to say. There's always something to see because we are humans. We need timely reminders because you might tell somebody something to now, and when the person walks down, just 5 seconds, he forgets. And sometimes you tend to remember what you didn't say the last time, because if you meet a person 5 times, it's very highly possible you're not going to say the same thing exactly the way you said it over the last 4 times. So there's always that time when the coaches remember something, and or the sporting director remembers something, passes the instructions, and then he passes it on to the players. Even during the game, you see that coaches continue to talk to the players because it's a live game, and players make mistakes, players do well. Sometimes the coach tells them thumbs up, continue. Sometimes when they don't do it right, the coaches tell them this is where you need to improve, and that's it. They need to continue talking to the boys. It's football, it happens all over the world. Talking is part of the game.
Well, of course, just a correction there. Jaguar will be playing from right to left from my sitting position, while Mathias will be playing from left to right. And of course, the Jaguar team have had a lot of pep talks from Mr. Joshua Chidozie Chefu, who is also a very, very integral member of this team, alongside the sporting director Mazichukwu Emeka Jaka, and the coach for the afternoon, Coach Billy. Well, of course, I'm sure that the boys should have had enough in order to remember that they need to win this game. And considering that it is only one team that will be getting the slot to the NNL, you understand that every team in this competition will throw everything they can in order to ensure that they seal qualification better.
Definitely, they know that the die is cast. Only one team gets to qualify from this group to the NNL playoffs, and they will do everything possible legally to be able to get that slot. And that is why everybody is trying to make sure that things are right. The coaches, the players from both teams, the conditioning, they've been working so hard, and now it is time for them to show the world what they already have been preparing for the past 2-3 months. And it's time for them. The players are in a sober mood. They are waiting for referee to say, okay, kick off, and then we'll begin to see hostilities from both sides.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, right here at the Pangele Stadium in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State, the weather is 33 degrees Celsius, and of course, we are hoping that it will be in right condition for the boys in order to give the best of what they can. Well, Kechuku's success is standing close to the ball, and he will be the one together with Ndume Kelechi to do the kickoff. Well, the referee, of course, is ensuring that both teams, the goalkeepers and everything is in shape before we actually get this match on the way. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, throwing to Mathias Football Academy. Well, that throw taken, and it is Jinga Michael dispossessed Mathias, coming for JC number 8. Thank God, brought down, but then the referee says play on. Is out for a throw in favor of Mathias in Jaguar's own half. Well, it's a free kick to Mathias. Valentine takes that one. Of course, Lubem Jude. Peter. The referee says it's a free kick in favor of Jaguar. Is a Patrick to Daniel. Looking for Kelechi Chinedu with the ball to Eze Patrick. tries to go long, but then the ball is out for a throw in favor of Jaguar and Kichime Peter. Gives it to Eze Patrick. Back to Peter. Looking for success. Couldn't get to him. Success dashing down. Of course, three of them attacking, talking about Ndume Kelechi's Success and Ijoa Goswe. Shots from Kelechi, but then that was weak. And Eze Tochukwu, the goalkeeper of Mathias, gathers that one with ease. Lubem Jude. The ball is out for a throw in favor of Jaguar. Lubem Jude running towards that one. Well, we're seeing some sort of intensity from Jaguar, as expected, even in their first game. They know how to put the pressure on teams, especially in the first 20-30 minutes of a game. And most times things give way. Jinga, Michael, we're looking for Peter. Finally gets him. Peter dashing down the left-hand channel, trying to create space for himself. That didn't work, but Michael allows the ball to stroll out for a throw, which they can take. Jaguar. Michael cross into the box. Of course, Ijoa Goswe puts his head to out, but then that was agonizingly high. And is it to Chuku? Well, beckons on his defender, Emmanuel Ajoge, to come take the kick. Eze Patrick to Michael. Michael to Eze Patrick, who is dashing down the left-hand channel. Crosses into the box. 2-3 green shirts there, but none could actually tame the ball. Ball still in position. But then Lubem Jude's effort to keep it in play makes the ball leave his feet. But then it's a battle of some sort. The referee blows in favor of Jaguar. 30 yards out from goal. Well, of course, better. We've seen goals come from that area, 30 yards from goal. I remember the 2018 World Cup in Russia, the game involving Portugal and Spain. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo in that game being the first Portuguese player to get a hat-trick against Spain. Similitude of the kind of free kick. Do you think that Jaguar have the kind of players to maybe convert this into a goal?
It's possible. We've seen Kelechi Dume take such long-range free kicks. We've also seen one from the captain, Ekwunife Michael. It's possible if the person hits it right, and like this game has shown, the key goalkeeper of Jaguar is in holidays early in this game, and this is what Jaguar has proven to be in the past game that they've played. They've dominated from the start, and the other team, Blacksmithers, got themselves in the second half, but then Jaguar has started really well, dominating. They've had some chances, they've had crosses in the box, they've had a header, and they've also had a save from the Mathias goalkeeper, and this is exactly how they want to start. And Mathias themselves would not expect that Jaguar will come at them this early, and we'll wait to see what comes out of this free kick.
Well, of course, better, you're an international certified coach. When you meet your team and you are in this kind of situation, what do you tell your boys, to hit it hard or to hit it right?
Well, it's not about hitting it hard. It's about hitting it right, because if you have the right techniques, you can score. That's what distinguishes the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, and the likes Kevin De Bruyne, distinguishes them from others. The right technique. It's not about hitting it right, hitting it hard. It's about hitting it right.
But of course, Peter takes it, but it is high, and of course, understandably so. Well, they need to work on the free kick, but then Mathias kickstarts so early from their own end, where they are trying to push the game to Jaguar, but Jaguar not giving them any moment of rest. It's a battle of some sort there. Lubem Jude pushes it towards Ijon Causeway, but then the referee says it's a foul. Lubem Jude, he's that one out. Jaguar coming forward. Success! Chance! Into the box! No one there. That chance goes begging. And then you ask yourself, what is happening better? Another opportunity that Jaguar should have pounced on, but then is another chance that goes begging. What should the likes of Nelson do in order to get into those vantage positions to convert these chances? Because in football, if you don't make use of your chance, it can come back to haunt you.
Definitely, if you don't make use of your chances, it can come back to haunt you. And the Jaguar themselves have shown promise. They've been knocking on that door in order to make sure that they get an early goal in this encounter. They need to take their chances. You also have to give credit to this Mathias team. They've been defending so well. I'm sure they didn't expect this when they stepped onto the pitch. They didn't expect that they will be able to they will be on the back foot for this long. Because looking at their sizes, they felt perhaps because of their size they would have intimidated the boys from Jaguar, but these young boys have taken the fight to Mathias and not getting anything wrong. Both of them are very young teams. It's the NLO, the Nationwide League, where we see young players, but then when it comes to body build, you see that those from Mathias are slightly bigger, but then the boys from Jaguar are not leaving any stone unturned. They are fighting so hard to make sure that they get that early goal, and Mathias themselves are launching attack forward to see if they can at least have their first chance in the game.
We're talking about having their first chance. We are nearing the 10 minutes of action in this one, and Mathias hasn't had any chance whatsoever, not even a near attempt. And Jaguar, they're a team that fears no foe. Of course, they always take the fight to their opponent no matter the game, and most times haven't been so kind to them. They always get a very good result, and they will be hoping for the same this time around against Mathias, even though Mathias have a throwing in Jaguar's own half. Uchenna takes the throw, but of course not entirely what he expected. Takes a cross, chance. Of course, there's a Daniel parries that one out to safety, and they can turn defense into attack. Okechukwu success. Well, Ajoge Emmanuel didn't give him any moment of rest whatsoever. And of course, Mathias seems to be growing into the game as the minutes wear on. Chance! Of course, that chance goes begging. Peter Kichime had the ball cross towards his area from Joshua Marcos, but then it didn't get the latter. Throw into Mathias. Where is a free kick? And Valentine will be taking that kick. Kichime is a Patrick dashing down, takes it in, but then to no one in particular, and that boy is out for a throw in favor of, or a goal kick in favor of Jaguar. Lubem Jude to the right, is a Patrick to the left, giving is a Daniel options, but then he has told them to go in. He's going to take the ball or kick it deep into the pitch. Okay, Chukwu success. Chase the ball, trying to run down. Gives it to Ijon Causeway. Achachinedu changing the trajectory of the ball from right to left is a Patrick. But of course, he has Jinga there, and is a Daniel. We're looking for Jinga Ekwinife Michael, but that ball is out for a throw. Uche to take the throw for Mathias. Tries to take it long into the box, but then it's safe into the hands of Eze Daniel. Takes it in, looking for Ndume Kelechi. Eze Patrick. Free kick in favor of Jaguar. Joshua Marcos takes it long, looking for Peter, but then Peter has been marked out, and the ball goes straight to Eze Tochukwu. And better surprisingly, both keepers are bearing Eze as their surname. Well, we wait to see who rules at the end of the day. It's being very keenly contested. Peter contest were dispossessed there. Jinga Eze Patrick. Marcos looking for Eze Daniel. Beautifully done there to change the trajectory. Okechukwu success. It's a serious battle in the midfield, as we've seen both teams actually having a go at each other. Where Jaguar player is brought down there, and it looks like Okechukwu Success, who is back on his feet right now, as he have a free kick, and Ndume Kelechi, I beg your pardon, Lubem Jude will be taking that free kick for Jaguar in Mathias' own half. Takes it long, straight into the box, and also safely into the hands of Eze Tochukwu. Pass to Otubo Lucky, who wasn't lucky enough to get the Chinedu. Looking for Jinga. Jinga has Peter with the ball. Peter trying to wriggle his way out of the pressure, but then the ball is out for a throw-in. "14 minutes of action on the clock, and I can tell you that both teams have been quite exceptional. Acha Daniel, well, ball is out straight to Eze Daniel. Acha Chinedu, I beg your pardon. Lubim Jude goes forward, looking for Okechukwu Success. Unfortunately, couldn't get that one. The ball is out for a throw in favor of Mathias. Well, better. We are nearing 15 minutes of action in this one. We've seen both teams go on at each other. If anything should give way, what do you think any of the coaches should employ? Because we've seen the long throws, we've seen the lob kicks and everything, but so far so good. Just two slender chances for Jaguar, and not yet as far as Mathias is concerned.
That's right. Both coaches will be looking at the team play now to see where it is getting wrong. For me, it's not that late. It's still we are just 15 minutes into the game, and it's not when you've not scored 15 minutes into a game. It's nothing has gone bad. You need to understand what is going on. Look at the other team to see what to unsettle them, and then when you have that little chance, you'll be able to pass the information to your boys. That's coming from the coach's angle. Now from the players, both sides, they've tried to make sure that they get into the vital or danger area of the other team. We've seen chances for Mathias, even though they were on the back foot when the game started. We've seen chances for them. They've now come out to they've now come out to see if they can get a goal here, and Jaguar themselves are not relenting. They've continued to press high with Kelechi Dume and Success, who are playing the front two there for them in a 3-5-2 formation, and they will make sure that they'll be able to press high enough as we see them pressing high in order for them to get the chance to at least get a goal.
Well, of course, we hope that will be the position for both teams. And truth be told, they've been on each other's loggerhead at least in the first 16 minutes of this game. Most times when a team doesn't get a goal after mounting ceaseless attacks, it can weary them. who says it's not possible to get a goal as early as in a game. But then it's also important to take things calm and slowly. Okechukwu Success unleashed, going forward from the right hand channel. Well, he decides to go long. I don't know what he was thinking, but the boy is agonizingly out. Well, it was a throw actually. Throw into Mathias. And of course, it will be Chukwuemeka to take that throw. He does that. They clear the lines going forward. Peter says no. Jinga, Ekunife Michael, dashing down the midfield, looking for Ndume Kelechi. Well, he decides to go short and play, but I really also don't understand what he was trying to do. Do you think that maybe pressure is really mounting on the guys, or are they becoming frustrated that they've not been able to break this fortress of the Mathias team?
I don't think they are being frustrated. They are trying whatever they can to break this defense of the Mathias team. They've tried crosses, they've tried long range efforts, and perhaps it's just a matter of time before they get that needed win. And we see them. It's another chance for them to get that one.
Well, of course, we've seen very near chances. Oh my God, that man's face must be out of his head. He better. Well, let's talk about that chance. Beautifully done footwork there by Okechukwu Success, Jinga, and of course Ndume Kelechi straight to the post. We saw Okechukwu trying to actually bring the ball in. Ekunife Michael too trying to bring the ball in, but then Goma scramble. Unfortunately, he couldn't go in. Reminiscent of what we saw in a game yesterday involving Abia Angels, or 2 days ago actually, involving Abia Angels and Delta Queens. Yeah, Delta Queens in about the Goma scramble that gave Abia Angels that lead. And maybe somehow something might be unlocking, because you look at both teams, they are actually giving it their all. Throwing to Mathias. Of course, the man again, Uche. I wanted to do some sort of play. The referee says, I spotted you, go back. Peter, Victor, Isaac. Beautifully done there by S.A. Patrick to clear the lines. Chinedu wanted the ball to get to Success, couldn't do that. Where is that for a throw in favor of Jaguar? Lubim Jude to take that throw. Free kick. The referee spots an infringement on a Jaguar player. 20 minutes of action, ladies and gentlemen, at the Pangele Stadium in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. And it's Jaguar new, Mathias new. Chance! And of course, he's safely into the hands of Eze Tochukwu, who takes it long. Beautiful. Is a free kick to Mathias. Isaac Victor to take it. Straight to is a Daniel, who comes out quickly. Whoa! Well, that was another scare. Is a Daniel doing very well to actually clear his lines. Is a Patrick looking for Ndume Kelechi. Spots him in the middle. Kelechi looking for Success. Couldn't get to him. Well, Lubem Jude behind that one, ensuring that the attacker doesn't go way past him. Battle throw into. I will confirm that to Jaguar. Well, a Mathias player is down on the pitch. The player is back on the pitch. But the referee have ordered the player out of the pitch for him to receive treatment. Achachinedo, Lubem Jude, going back to Marcus Joshua, looking for his Patrick, finds him, takes it long, 2 players rushing in. Well, the player clears it out for a corner in favor of Jaguar. And of course, Peter Kichime will be taking that corner. The goalkeeper is down. The goalkeeper of Mathias is down. Ezeto Chukwu. Kick taking, Peter. Of course, Ezeto Chukwu gathers that one expertly, throws, but then as 2 players rushing offside. Offside flagged by the AR1, and it heaves a sigh of relief. It brings a relief of some sort to Jaguar. Peter looking for Acha Chinedu. Takes it forward, looking for success. Jinga, Michael Kunife. Whoosh! That rattles the bar, but unfortunately it is an offside. Of course, free kick to Mathias. Well, of course, it is free kick in favor of Jaguar in their own half. Is a Patrick brought down there. I beg your pardon, Joshua Marcus. Lubem Jude to take the free kick. He does that beautifully well, looking for success. Success rises high, connects chances, but then they couldn't make use of it as Mathias are planning to turn defense into an attack. Well, he finds Lubem Jude, but the ball couldn't get to the latter, Chinedu, ensuring that he does his defensive work pretty well. Is it Daniel to Eze Patrick? 2 kings communicating beautifully well. Ndume Kelechi rushing down the ball, but then it is to the safe feet of Ezeto Chukwu. 27 minutes on the clock. Mathias coming forward. Time to turn defense into attack. When he was looking for one called Daberechi. And of course, is out for a goal kick.
Penalty now, better far away do for there. Na penalty be that, try nonsense dey blow. I know man away VR e ban ka security take. Penalty! I think na. No security.
Of course, the ref goes to issue a card to someone at the bench. Of course, play resumes. Throw in to Jaguar. Chinedu rises highest to connect to the ball. Where it's a battle on some sorts. Captain Jinga Ekunife Michael steps in. He was brought down. Ball is out for a throw in favor of Mathias. Another throw. Lubem Jude is brought down there. Where Mathias players run into the box. Seems like it's going to be a long throw. A long throw it is. Where is it? Daniel rushes out quickly to collect that one. Looking for Peter, who guides his ball very well back to Eze Patrick. To Daniel. Patrick. Peter. Daniel trying to wriggle his way through. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. Lubem Jude. Achachinedu putting his leg to that. Peter brought down, and of course Peter is brought down, and the referee spots an infringement, a foul in favor of Jaguar, as they can now heave a sigh of relief. Joshua takes a shot, looking for Nelson. Peter, chance, but unfortunately Eze Tochukwu collects with ease. Opportunity there for Mathias, but then Eze Daniel says, "Come, this is not going to be an issue." Daniel, success, couldn't get the ball. Nelson, Peter, enforcer, unfortunately couldn't get that one. Michael, Peter, Daniel, Nelson brought down there. 3 players on him, and of course the referee rightly blows the whistle in his favor. A player that is fleet-footed, magic feet, I must say. Ekelem Chukwu Nelson. Throw in. Go kick, I beg your pardon, to Mathias. The referee says it's a free kick. Free kick to Mathias. Joshua Marcos caught in the action there, but then the referee tells him this is the last warning. Takes it straight. Throw in. I beg your pardon, goal kick to Jaguar. Is it Patrick? Chinedu takes it deep. Peter dashing down. Can he get it? Can he outrun? Tries to wriggle his way through. Throw in to Jaguar. Mathias coming forward. Joshua Marcos. And of course, is it Daniel? Gathers the ball expertly. Is it Patrick? Chinedu. Takes it long. Looking for Kelechi. The defender puts his leg to it, but Kelechi is still with the ball. Peter. Go back now. Hey. Looking for Michael. Gets Michael, but then it's out for a corner. And Jinga. Ekunife Michael is not actually happy that he couldn't do so much to convert that chance for his team. It's a corner to Jaguar Football Club. One that they will be hoping to convert. Peter Kichime. 4 green shirts in the balls against a B of red shirts. Chance to Chinedu, but then he couldn't connect his feet to that. Ball back to Peter. Peter trying to wriggle his way through passes, but then is it Patrick miscues that pass. Of course, infringement spotted there, and it's a free kick to Mathias in their own half. Ball is to Boloki. Takes it in. Is it Daniel? Galas to Lubem Jude. Lubem looking for success, but then he's out for a throw in favor of Jaguar. 36 minutes of action in this encounter. And Jaguar has been so far so good. Nothing has given way yet to any of the teams in particular. Lubem Jude to take that throw to Chinedu. Throw in. Throw in. Chance to no one in particular as Jaguar clears their line. Goal kick in favor of Jaguar. Lubem Jude is coming to take that one. Well, is it Daniel takes a shot. Jude in. Looking for success, and Daniel finds the later. Ball to the wings to Peter. Takes it long, but not so much comes off from that one. Mathias restarts quickly. Daniel clears expertly. Throw in. to Mathias. The captain and AK Tangled takes the throw. Decides to go back. Okay, Chuku success pursuing. Well, they say Chuku got us. Ndume. Peter. Chance looking for success, but then the pass was too fast and speedy. I couldn't meet Ndume Kelechi. They decide to go from the back again. Ndume Kelechi. Well, he's that one, but then Tochukwu gets that too. Lubim. Peter to Jinga. Foul. Of course, Peter is down. Peter is back on his feet. Here's a Patrick. By Joshua Marcos to takes it to Okechukwu success. Oh, misses. Ndume Kelechi by the whiskers. Ekelem Nelson. Ndume Kelechi. Mozo. The referee says is a foul. 40 minutes of action. Jaguar new, Mathias new. Ekelem Chuku Nelson decides to leave it for Kichime Peter, who is looking for Kelechi, pushed by the player of Mathias, but then the referee says it's a goal kick. Chukwu Emeka to take a kick. Kichime dispossessed. Eze Patrick says not going. Kichime. Ndume Kelechi looking for success. Finds him. Well, success flicks the ball, tries to shoot, but then, of course, the boy is out, and also the young man is off. Free kick to Mathias. Chinedu rises highest. Nelson couldn't get to it. Here's a Patrick. Truncates that attack. Chinedu trying to wriggle his way off danger. Does that expertly well. Looking for Ekelem Chuku, where Jinga comes for dispossessed. And Mathias tries to go, but Lubem Jude truncates that attack. And Jaguar can come forward now. Kelechi unleashed. But then Eze Tochukwu ensures that there is no problem as he gathers that one beautifully. Eze Daniel connects. Flashes it in. Kichime. Joshua. Lubem Jude. Clears. Looking for Nelson. Couldn't get to him. The ball is in Jaguars right in their own channel. In swinger. Nothing comes off from that one. As Ndume Kelechi guides his ball and ends himself. A free kick which Michael Ekunife will be taking. Well, it seems like Joshua Marcos will be taking that kick now. He does that. Unleashes into Kelechi, who tries to cut back. Couldn't do that expertly well. Ball not entirely cleared. Kichime brought down by Isaac Victor. And it's a free kick to Jaguar. I'll come to you better after this free kick. Well, 3 players standing behind that one. Peter moves away. Chinedu, Jinga, Ekunife Michael, the 2 players standing behind that one. Jinga. Straight to the boss. Inches high. Not entirely bad battle, but so far so good. What has been your assessment in 44 minutes of this game?
It's been a very interesting game between both sides. Like I said, when the game started early in the game, Mathias were pushed back. It seemed they wanted to understand what Jaguar would bring to the fore, and now they've understood. They've had their fair share of chances. Daniel has been called has been asked questions a couple of times, and he's risen to the occasion. Of course, the goalkeeper for Mathias, he has been majestic so far, and Jaguar themselves have not really relented. They are playing so well in this game. They've knocked the ball from left to right. Peter Kichime, one of the breakout stars for the team. And then you have to look at what Success and Kelechi Dume are doing. And you also have to give credit to Chinedu, who's doing so well in midfield. So both teams are doing so well for themselves. There have been moments where you think that should have been a goal or not. But then we didn't get to see that happen. So both sides are really doing so well in this encounter, and perhaps it's just a matter of time before we see the goals coming in this encounter.
45 minutes, 3 minutes of additional time shown by the assistant referee as the goalkeeper Ezetochukwu is back on his feet. Okay, Chukwu Success dashing down from the touchline. And of course, Eze Patrick wriggles his way out. Throw into Mathias. Cross into the box, but of course it doesn't do anything to worry. Is it Daniel who takes it long towards Peter Kichime. Peter to Daniel. Daniel brought down. Free kick. Takes it long. Miscued pass there. Peter got pursuing. Tries to go long, but Lubem Jude is there. Lubem Jude unleashes. Tries to unleash Gosway, but that does not come to fruition. As we see some sort of change in the front lines, because it's very likely that Ndume Kelechi and Success have swapped positions. It's a corner to Mathias, the second corner they are getting in this game. And that's to tell you how exceptional Jaguar has been in their defensive duties. The time running down as far as this first half is concerned. Referee blows. Ball cleared, not entirely out of danger. And then that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The first half is brought to a conclusion with both teams to still square. It is Jaguar nil, Mathias nil. We'll be back for the second half.
my lover. 1, 2, come close, control it. Another with 2 girls, see I mean. One day change up my adrenaline. Make sure you they call me up for your loving. Let's talk, take the money, control it. Make you call me for when you they need. And I made daddy you for the things. Udali, dali. Asa, make I show you where, baby, show me play.
Adidala dali, dali. Asa,
Make I show you where, baby, my play.
yeah, my kitchen is easy cause I smell my angel. I see by me love, she get this on, I see just in any bop. I see that my pop, I see any snap. Yeah, she got my kitchen is easy cause I smell my angel. It's by me love, and she get this on, I see just in any bop. I see that my pop, I see any snap. Yeah, bang banga, banga, bang funa, yeah, bang banga, banga, bang funa. Ibani kutadolom, ibani galokikon, ibani kizindaba funai, ibani kutadolom, ibani galokikon, ibani kizindaba funai.
What's up? Fast back and beating by the way. DJ Neptune! And I score. For you, they steady collect and you the come. Sass! Remix! Oh, Pocolize!
Cielo ni kota ba akaniomba be vile nifina yana nikampe mara jichale mbuya beue cheue akawa kwenye kumbe kitu mwake wewe akanesko kata umeme leo na Nothing really was unintentional. Many kill it with the jet for life. Perfect by back for jack. Keep a year back. Still on side. Put him in the club. Give me chance. I get him up for you. Put him in later. But the team well on you take that. Tell her if you wait. What she tell me when I beat before. When I manage to die like you push the love. She really want baby just spin out. Big river. Show me where I be six swim out for that. Bring up by you go spin out. She fits relax. On the man you could relax. I get you now. Baby you could be fed to snack. You get the plan. Nothing I know go fit finance.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of this very exciting encounter. The game between Jaguar Football Club and Mathias Football Club at the Pangele Stadium in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. Of course, it is the Nationwide League on game, and of course, it's the second fixture for both teams. Remember, maximum 3 points in their first game. Jaguar, of course, defeating Blacksmithers by 2-0, and Mathias defeating their own opponent by 3-2. But the first half was actually very cagey and ended in the deadlock. Goalless situation for both sides, with the lights going in to the way of the home side, talking about Jaguar, who are clad in green tops with shorts to go white host, while for Mathias they are clad in all red from top to pants to socks. And of course they will be hoping that the pep talk for both teams would actually help them, because maybe this game will be decided later on. Of course, it's not going to the lots of penalties, but I can assure you that so much more will be coming as far as the second half is concerned, and you can be assured that both teams will give their very best after coming off from the break, with pep talk and team managers and straighten going in their favor. Well, Jaguar playing the 3-5-2 formation with the leading attackers being Success Okechukwu and Ndume Kelechi. Well, of course, the likes of Eze Patrick, Joshua Marcos, and Lubem Jude actually doing a yeoman's job in the defense setup, and the likes of Peter Kichime also helping out as far as the defensive work is concerned, and also in the attack. And also the likes of Ekunife Michael Jinga doing a yeoman's job in the defensive midfield position and also joining the attack. Well, the game will be kicking off in no distant time from now, as the teams have taken position and the center referee is coming in right now to kick off proceedings, as it will be Mathias getting us underway. We're on the way, ladies and gentlemen. It is Mathias plunging forward. Offside. Is it Daniel? Calls for the ball, but then Lubem Jude to take it long. Looking for Kechuku's success, who has been unleashed. Chance. Tries to position himself very well, hasn't been able to. A cross. Well, looking for Daniel. Mathias plunging forward. Is it Daniel? Takes it. Well, the player is down there. He's down there. Jaguar ahead in the 51st minute of this encounter. Jaguar ahead in the 51st minute of this encounter. That was awesome. Better, you saw that. 51 minutes. The deadlock finally broken by Jaguar, leading by a goal to nothing. Beautiful header, a bullet of a header, and of course Mathias are trailing.
Mathias are trailing. It's been coming for a very long time, and Jaguar have been working so hard in order to get a goal in this encounter, and now they have a goal to their name. They've been fighting so hard. They deserve this goal, knocking on the door. They started this dominance early in the game, and now they have gotten the goal they so desire, and Jaguar are in front. Jaguar has been the better side in this encounter, and it is not surprising that they are ahead. Mathias themselves have the chance to at least get a goal in this encounter with this long throw, but they've also been asking questions, and that goal, beautiful cross into the box, and what a way to head into the ball, into the net. Fine header there by Godwin, and they say thank you for that fine finish.
Well, of course, game on right now, ladies and gentlemen. And Jaguar are actually going ahead. 53 minutes of action. The referee says it is a free kick in favor of Mathias. Of course, Mathias has a free kick 35 yards from Jaguar's own half. Three Mathias players behind the ball. Of course, Chinedu, Emmanuel, Ituma Valentine, Wankwada Brechi. Referee blows. Emmanuel takes it straight into the hands Lubim Jude dashing down to take another corner kick. And maybe it might be another chance for the Jaguar to double their lead and take this game off the hands of Mathias.
Imagine. They blow by the tilers. Ha! They blow by the tilers. Hey!
The referee dishing out instructions to the players to take things calmly. 56 minutes of action in this one. Takes it long. Another chance. Begging chance. That unfortunately goes for a goal. Throw into Mathias. Jaguar trying to press things. Kichime unleashed. I beg your pardon. Dume Kelechi. Chance. Clearance there by Mathias player. Acha Chinedu. Referee says no advantage. Bring it back. It's actually a foul. Of course, it is a free kick to Jaguar. 30 yards out from goal. One that can actually result in a goal if finally placed. Players of Mathias are actually crowding the ball, but then they finally started to disperse. Ekunife Michael to take this one. 3 free kicks to Jaguar in vantage positions. 3 taken by Michael. 1 wide, 1 high. Let's see the resultant effect of this one. Michael finally walks away, and it is given to Dume Kelechi. Takes it long, parry to safety by Eze Tochukwu. Beautiful save from Eze Tochukwu. And of course, it is a goal kick. And better, so much has to be said about the Mathias goalkeeper, who has been the rock of Gibraltar of this team. I'll be back to you for your assessment of Mathias, but then Jaguar not giving anything to chance. Mathias clears, not entirely, as Jaguar are prowling on them left, right and center like white cats. Lubim Jude has the ball coming. Ijoa Godsway. Lubim Jude dashes down. Can't do that. And of course the referee says it is a goal kick. And rightly so. Okay, Chukwu success unleashed. Can he get the ball? Well, unfortunately, he's being covered everywhere by Emmanuel Ajoge. Throw into Mathias.
All 90 something go pussy. When you saw again now.
Foul throw. Foul throw. And Jaguar now can throw. Lubem Jude to take the throw. Actually, Daniel Chinedu has Jude, who has to cross. He crosses, and of course, but not entirely out. Jude, another opportunity. Kelechi running down. Jaguar trying to close the spaces. Referee says it's a foul. Well, let's talk about this one. Let's talk about this better. Well, the Mathias team have actually, well, they are really trying to get back to life after getting that goal, and credence must also be given to the exceptionality of their goalkeeper, Eze Tochukwu.
Eze Tochukwu has been fantastic for Mathias. He's been the reason why they've not considered for some time now, and he's been keeping them in the game. We saw him keep off that fantastic free kick there by Ekwunife Michael, and that could have been perhaps the second goal for Jaguar. But for that, fine goalkeeping by Eze Tochukwu. He's been majestic, like I said, and you also have to give credit to Jaguar. They are not playing like they have scored. They are playing like they want more goals, because in competitions like this, it could boil down to goals. And another time, another saying is that a defense is another, attack is another form of defense. So when you keep attacking, you peg the other team back and make it difficult for them to come out. And that is what Jaguar is doing, fighting for every ball, the second balls. They are trying to make sure that they do not give Mathias a breathing space. And they are, as far as I'm concerned, they are doing that so well. And Mathias themselves, they are not resting on their laurels. They are fighting so hard, trying to make sure that they come back in this game, knowing that a goal back in this game could change the trajectory of the game, and that is why they are fighting so hard. And Jaguar themselves have been defending so hard in order to make sure that they keep a clean slate in this one.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, 63 minutes of action, and of course 63 minutes of action, and Mathias has a throw-in. Tries to. Well, of course, the referee says it's a goal kick to Jaguar. That was really scary. Really scary for Jaguar. As Daniel thought the ball was actually going out, but then the bouncing more or less actually bounced, and he was able to ensure that he covers his post first while the ball goes out. Long one there from Okechukwu Success, but straight into the hands of Tochukwu Eze. Ekwunife Michael doing very well, hacked down there. The referee says continue. Okechukwu Success, Ijah Godway. Jaguar not giving anything to chance. Clears. And of course, is it true? True. Lubem Jude covers. Throw in to Jaguar. Jude takes it long. Throw in. Chinedu clears. Jinga hacked down. And of course it is Jaguar who has a free kick. Chinedu gives it to Lubem. Lubem takes it long, looking for Ekelem Chuku. Finds Peter. Peter is in the box, trying to wriggle his way through. Shot! And it's the second for Jaguar. Ndume Kelechi makes it the second for Jaguar. 66 minutes of action. 66 minutes of action. And of course, is the goal for Jaguar, the second for Jaguar.
Thank you very much. It's a fine goal for Jaguar. Fine effort from Kelechi, from Success. He's been working so hard to get this goal, and now he has gotten the goal. And it is very important for you to see that Jaguar FC, they've been working so hard for this game, and they've gotten the second goal in this encounter. And Jaguar are all in front. It's Jaguar 2, Mathias 0.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, the game has kick-started again. Jaguar 2, Mathias 0. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, of course, Mathias coming forward. Opportunity, but then it's a Daniel gathers expertly. Jaguar coming forward and going to Jaguar. Mathias from the back. Of course, free kick in favor of Mathias. Ball straight to Jaguar's own half, but then it is out for a throw-in in favor of Mathias. Jaguar 2 games so far, hasn't conceded any in 2 games. John Goswe getting the first goal. Kelechi getting the second goal. And that should be his second goal in this league. Of course, he got a goal against Blacksmithers. And Mathias can attest to the fact that this Jaguar guys has been truly exceptional in the attacking and defensive duties, I must say. The referee calls the ball back, saying it is a foul. 69 minutes of action. Make it 70. Change about to be effected here. JC number 6, Isaac Victor coming on for JC number 26 for Mathias. Chinedu takes it long, looking for Godwin. Success. Another opportunity, but the ref says it's actually an infringement. Is it Chuku Emeka, who will be taking the long kick the tall central defender for Mathias. Takes it to the man who just came in. Donning the jersey number 26. Jaguar doing everything in their defensive duties to ensure that they hold on to this 2-goal lead, which so many people in the world of football says can be very deceptive. Because at that moment where you think you've sealed the victory, anything can happen. But of course, this is Jaguar Football Club. They never lose a fight that they are leading. It's out for a throw-in in favor of Mathias, as we see some movement at the touchline for Jaguar. Very likely that that change will be effected now. And Jaguar Crossway about to be removed for jersey number 36, Abba Kelvin. Jaguar Crossway, Abba Kelvin coming in maybe to help in the defensive duties for Jaguar, who can say that they have this one already in the box, locked and loaded. Referee says it's a rolling ball. Jersey number 23 plunges it forward. Of course, it's a Patrick. Releases Ekelem Chukwu Nelson. But then, Abba Kelvin. I beg your pardon, Lubem Jude. Who still looks fresh as far as this game is concerned. Abba Kelvin. Of course, Eze Patrick tries to clear that one, but then is a throw-in. Mathias takes that throw, launches it deep. Of course, I beg your pardon, Joshua Marcos clears that one, and then it's a free kick situation. Chinedu Acha brought down, quickly taken, but then the referee calls that one back. Would have been a fast one for Jaguar, maybe one that would have resulted in the third goal for them. They finally take it calmly. Lubem launches it forward, looking for success. Well, the defender couldn't get to it initially, but the goalkeeper is a Tochukwu gathers that one with ease. Joshua Marcos has Eze Patrick, who needs to clear his line, gives it to Joshua, and they finally clear. Where he's in the midfield, and of course, it is 4 to beat 2. Okechukwu success. Shoots, but then very quickly straight into the hands of Eze Tochukwu. Chance to Jaguar. Abba Kelvin. Lubem Jude takes that one to Nelson. Back to Jude, where the ball is off Jaguar's feet now, but then it's out for a throw. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Nationwide League 1 game between Jaguar Football Club and Mathias. "70 minutes of action on the clock." I beg your pardon, 76 minutes of action. And Jaguar leading Mathias by 2-0. And of course, the sun is setting right here at the Pangale Stadium in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State, where we've seen a very, very exciting game so far. And Mathias have done another sub. JC number 15 coming in for the man done in the JC number 14. Jaguar ensuring to make it 2 wins out of 2 games. Mathias won their first game, but so far so good. They are trailing, and the exciting thing about it is that their overall gameplay has been quite exciting and scintillating, even for viewers. Beautifully done there by Ekunife Michael Jinga to Lubem Jude, who was actually looking for Achachinedu, but then couldn't get to him. Ball is out for a throw, and Alba Kelvin can take that throw. He finds Jinga, who drops it one. He's out for a throw. Alba Kelvin. Achachinedu takes it long. Ndume Kelechi rushing in, but then the goalkeeper does well to bring us his foot and then bring in fear to Kelechi. Throwing to Mathias. Michael leaving. Ndume Kelechi. Of course, Okoye Destiny comes in. You have Anthony also coming in. And to get the name of the third player. Emerike Favor. Straight into the hands of Izzy Daniel. Anthony. Free kick to Jaguar. Takes it long, looking for Destiny. Another chance, but then the AR2 says he's actually Mathias kick, throw in. Jaguar will be doing all they can in order to ensure that they hold on to this slender lead. Okay, Chukwu Success unleashed the game, but then he's way far up from the ball. Is a Tochukwu spreads the ball wide. Ball is out for a throw. Throw in. Takes it long. Looking for Kechukwu Success. Who finally dashes down, gets the ball, turns, crosses, but then to no one in particular. Is a throw-in, a goal kick rather to Mathias. Chinedu pressing in from behind. Referee says it's a free kick. About Kelvin motioning to success to Stier. Mathias seems to be growing into this game since that substitution was effective. Anthony. Anthony. Anthony is down. Gwemeka to take the kick. He does that rather calmly and low. Is it Daniel? Tells his boys, leave the ball for me. Abba Kelvin looking for Haaland. Okay, destiny, but then the boys are for a throw. Abba Kelvin to take the kick for Jaguar. Infringement. Given to Mathias. Eight minutes of action. Anthony gets success. Anthony. Okay, Chuku success. Cut offside. About Kelvin. Beautifully done there. It is a free kick in a vantage position for Mathias. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, there will be 3 minutes of additional time. 3 minutes to be added.
Mathias, come on! Mathias, come on! 3-2.
Jersey number 24. Obai to take this one. Takes it. Couldn't beat the wall. And it's out. Another free kick to Mathias. Still within the edge of the box. So Jaguar will have to do another defensive duty in order to see if they will actually leave here with a clean sheet. Can they be able to pull one back? Mathias, question begging for answers. Can they do it? Tries it, but then it is inches away from goal, ladies and gentlemen. And it is a goal kick to Jaguar, who are actually the last substitution for Mathias, jersey number 22, coming in jersey number 11, going off. Okoye Destiny muscles his way out. Anthony, of course, trying to get the ball off, but he's dispossessed. Jaguar turning defense into attack. Ladies and gentlemen, is a free kick to Mathias. How about Kelvin? Throw into Jaguar. Anthony. Is an infringement? Okay, Destiny trying to put his leg to that one. That couldn't go through. Yellow card to Achachinedu. Jaguar doing all they can in order to ensure that they don't concede not even half of a goal. They want to leave here with maximum 3 points and clean sheets. 2 games, 2 clean sheets in the offing, and of course 2 goals and 6 points. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the full-time whistle. It is a result and not a scoreline. It is Jaguar 2, Mathias 0.